Good to see you wherever you're watching from. You're welcome to yet another tutorial. And in this tutorial, we'll be making a gather's gown. In We are going to be cutting the upper parts firstly, and it's an off-shoulder gown. As you can see in the picture, it's an off-shoulder gown. So because it's an off-shoulder gown, I'm going to take out 4 inches for the off-shoulder. Here is the 4 inches. So I'm going to start my measurement from here, and the half length of the gown is 15. So I already have 15 here. So from the shoulder to the half length is 15. So I have 15 here, and I'm going to okay, remember our shoulder is 7 inch 6.5 inches, 6.5 inches. Then remember we come down by 4 inches. So I'll come to the armhole part, then I will take my 8 inches here. That's the shoulder, the armhole. Then I will take a straight line here. Then I'll also come to get my dart measurement. My dart line is 4 inches. So I'm going to take 4 here. Okay. So I have to change the camera angle. So let me start again. I said I'll take 4 inches away. This is my 4 inches for the off shoulder. Then the half length is 15 that I have here. And I take my armhole measurement, which is 6.5 here. Then when I got here, I come back for the armhole depth. My armhole line is 8 inches. And I make a straight line. So I'll come to my dart line, which is 4 inches. I'm going to mark it up 4 inches. Then from here, I'll draw a straight line. So after drawing a straight line, I'll go back. Any measurement I'm starting from, I'll start with from 4 inches, so I don't make a mistake. So I'll come back to my bust point, which is 10 inches. I'll mark it. My under bust, 13 inches. I'll mark it, and the rest is waistline. So on my under bust, I'll come in by 1 inch and go out by 1 inch, like I have here. Then on my waistline too, I'll come in by 1 inch and come out by 1 inch. And I'll draw a straight line connecting the under bust to the waistline. Then now on my bust point, I'll go up by half inch and come down by half inch. Then from here, I'll draw a curve line to my under bust, a curve line. If your hand cannot draw a curve line, you can get a fresh curve to do that. So you get a curve line like this. Now, then I'll go up here. I'll come in by 1 inch here and half inch here. No, sorry, 1 inch here and half inch out. So then I'll connect this line. Okay, so I'll connect it. Now I'm having my bust shape. So then, at this point, if it's a normal shoulder, will come in by half inch. So I'll go in by half inch. I will draw my armhole line to the half inch here. Good. So I'll draw my armhole line, and now I'll take my bust measurement. My bust is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 plus 2 inch sewing allowance, that is 11. So I have 11 here. Take it to my armhole. Then my waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Then 8 plus these 2 inches, I'll be taking out, cutting out these 2 inches. I'll cut it out. So since I'm cutting it out, I have to add it back. Then I'll say 8 plus 2, making 10. Then plus another 2 for the sewing allowance, making 12 inches. My under bust and my waist are the same. So I take the same measurement and draw a line from the armhole to join the waistline. So now our front bodies is ready. Cut the back bodies. We move on to cutting of the back bodies. We are going to remember that we take away our 4 inches and we always have a zipper allowance. But because of this, we are using elastic instead of the zipper allowance. So I'm going to use like 8 inches for the elastic. I'm going to use like 8 inches for the elastic. So that means I'm going to start my measurement from here. Be sure that sorry. Okay, this is going to be my zipper allowance. Then I'll start my measurement from here. So I take my 6.5 and I'll come down by this for corner by 8 the zipper allowance. Then I'll take a straight line here. Then after that I'll draw my armhole to meet this. I'll just make a dart. This is going to be the center, so I'll just make a dart of 3 inches for the back. The dart is going to be all through. I'll just come down by half an inch. So I'll cut out this dart. If I cut out the dart, I'll take my normal measurement. My bust is 9, 36 divided by 4, 9, plus 2 inches in allowance. That gives us 11. Gives us 11. Then the waist is 8 plus 2 in allowance, 10. We did that. I'm taking away 11. So I have 11 here. So I'll connect. Now we are done with the back. So I'm going to cut out this way. The so these are back bodies. This extended part is going to be, I'm going to add elastic there that will gather everything together for us. I will show us how to cut it. Okay, now it's time to cut the waist, the lower part. You know, it's in 3 steps. So what we are going to do is the first step, to get your first step, so I'm going to use this paper to explain. My total gown length is cut to 40. Then my half length equals to 15, which I've done. So I'll say 15, 40 minus 15, I have 25. And I need 3 steps. 3 steps. The first step is longer than the 2 other steps. So I'm going to make the first 2 steps 7, 7. So 7 plus 7 equals to 14. 14 minus 25, I have 11. So the third step is going to be 11. So what I'm going to have here is 11 inches, 7 inches, 7 inches. This is step 1. step 2, and step 3. Now the step 1 is going to be on the step 1 is going to be it's going to be a fillet, but it's going to be 90-degree fillet, while the step 2 is just going to be normal gathers, and step 3 is going to be normal gathers. So let's get to it. When I So I'm going to fold my fabric like this, like a triangle. This fabric have some spots which I don't want to use that part. So this is my fabric. This is my fabric like this. I'm going to fold first like this, like a triangle. First like a triangle like this. Then I'm going to fold the second way. So this is 190-degree flip. You feel like this, you're having 190-degree flip. Now, and I said I'm going to use my waist measurement. My waist measurement is actually 32. So 32 divided by 4, that's 8. So instead of me measuring 8, because it's going to have little gathers, I will not use exact 8. I will use like 11, because I'm going to use half inches to join at both sides. Then I'll gather some. Let's just use 12. So this waist is now 12. Then the length I'm going to take, remember we calculated that the first line is going to be 11. We're not going to take 11, we are going to use 12. We are going to use half to join it to the upper bodies, then half to join it to the lower bodies. That makes it 12. So I'll measure 12 round. So I can now cut out. This next step, I'm going to calculate what I have here now. How many inches am I having here? Whatever I'm having here now, I'm having 35. So 35 times 2 is 70. So I'm going to measure 70 for the first layer for the second step of the fillet. For the front, 70 for the front, 70 for the back. If you don't have enough fabric, you can just use 1.5 to multiply instead of multiplying with 2 inches. So I'm going to take I make it 8 instead of 7, because I'm going to use half to join up, half to join at the lower. So I have 8 here. I want to measure 70. Let me just take measurement. I need 70 in 2 places. So confirm what I'm having here. So I'm having 38 and that's 70. This is the first one. So I'll measure my 8 inches all through. 8, 8, 8, and 8. So I'll cut it out. This front and the back. I'm done with the back. That's for the back. Let me see what I have here. Okay, this is 35. This is 35. 35 times 2 is 70. So now for the last step, I'll not be using 70, I'll be using 90. So I'll be cutting 90 in two places for both the front and the back. So I need 90. And because they are the same length, it's still going to be 8 inches. Fabric is getting smaller here. Just 90. I'll not be using exactly 8, I'll be using 9 because I need to hem the lower part. So I have 9 here. But let me check if it's to 90. Of 90 is 45. So I have 45. So this is the first for the front. And now let's go to the sleeve. To cut the sleeve it's an elastic sleeve. I'm going to fold my fabric like this. I'm going to cut the two sleeves together. I want to use having here. This is 12. So I'm going to use half inch for casing allowance. Then come this way. So it has been folded into 4. Then I'll pick my pattern, the armhole. I'll just place the armhole here. I'm extending this place because I'll be adding elastic. So here is our armhole. I'll cut out the sleeve now. I'm supposed to use 4 if I will not be using elastic case, but I'll be adding elastic case into this part to gather the excess together. So let me open up the armhole. This is going to be our lower part. So the sleeve is ready. Alright guys, I've cut out 2 pieces of each of the pattern. This is the center front and this is the front side. I left stitching allowance at the side and at the top. Then this is the side back. Like this is the center back. So for this back, we are going to do something right now. We're going to open it up this way and we're going to draw a line because we're going to use this to cover up. So this is going to be our first stitch for the turning to turn it in. Then I'll make the elastic casing, which is going to be half inch because I'm using half inch elastic. So I'm going to sew, then I'll leave 1 inch. You can see I'll leave 1 inch allowance. Then I'll make half inch again for the elastic casing. Then I'll leave another 1 inch sewing allowance. Then I'll leave half inch again, 1 inch, and another half inch, 1 inch, another half inch, 1 inch, another half inch. Then this remaining part will be attached to the lower part. So I'll go to the machine. I will sew on all these lines that I have drawn out. But before sewing on the lines, I'll first sew this upper part and turn it. After turning it, then I'll start sewing on the line. Then for the front, I'm going to open it. I have 2 fronts. So I'm going to sew, I'm going to attach ST, iron it and attach ST. Then I'm going to have the right side like this. So I'm going to sew from here. In the down parts, I'll sew till I get up here. Then I'll turn this over the other way too. I will sew until I get to the up here. I'll do the same thing for the lining. Then I'll come back to show us the next step. I'm done attaching ST to the front, and I've sewn and opened the seam, and here is the final look at the outside. And when I was cutting, I forgot to cut out to 1.5 inch from this upper part, so I did that. Then I've also sewn the lining the same way. Yes, this is the lining. I've sewn the lining the same way. So I'll be placing the lining on it like this, and I'm going to be sewing the neck. I'm going to be sewing like this from here, this way, and then this way. So I'll also sew this side too. I'll sew this side too, and I'll also sew the other side here. I'll sew it, then I'll turn it over and iron, then show us the next step. For the back, I've cut out, I've sewn the lines. Here are the lines, the half inch, 1 inch, half inch, 1 inch, half inch, 1 inch. Now I've cut out an elastic band of 6 inches. So I'm going to be passing my elastic band through this line. I'm going to use pin. I'll pass it and hold it. Let me show us how to do that. Pin, then I'll pass through this. Oh, when I get to the end of the elastic, here I'll pin it. I'll use pin to hold the elastic to the fabric so it does not run out. Then I'll pin it down. I'll bring down my elastic, my pin. Then I'll go for the second line also. Okay, now I'm done fixing the elastic in all the bust 6, and this is how it's going to look like. Then I'll pick my back side panel. So I'm going to place it like this. Then I'll place the lining to cover it at the front like this. So I'm going to sew 1/2 inch all through like this. Make sure that it is inside the fabric, if not it will pull out. So I will sew up that way. Then I'll do the same thing for the other side too. I'll place the fabric like this and place the lining on top. So I will sew all through to the end, then come back to show us the result. Okay guys, I'm done attaching the lining to it, and see how beautiful it's looking. Then the side, I've sewn the side, I'll be ironing it. Then the back too, look at the front and the back. So the next thing now is to attach the lower parts. So what I'm going to do now is to gather the lower parts and attach it to it. I'll be doing it separately, the front separately, the back separately, and the so here is the first layer. I will attach, then this place I will open it up like this and open it up like this. Then sorry, I'm using it. Yes, that's the part. So I'm going to sew like this, turn it this way, turn it this way, then attach this to it. Then I'm going to expand the elastic like this, sew it, expand, and sew it down, then till I get to the end like this. So this is going to be the first layer. It's going to come like this. Now the second layer will follow. I will gather this, just gather it to it like this. I will gather it. That's the second layer. I'll gather it around this second layer. Then the third layer will come this way. I'll also gather the third layer on this layer. So after gathering everything together, I will show us before joining the front and the back. Right, so welcome back. I finally attached the lower parts, like I said in the earlier video, in the earlier video that I'm going to attach. Look at it. Then I attached the first layer and the last layer. So after attaching, I did little pleat on them because my fabric is not that much. So I did little pleat on them. You can see this is the back side, and here is the front side. The inner parts, I've weaved them, and I did the same thing for the front too. Here's the front. I did little pleats along these edges. Then I also weave it. Now we go on to the sleeve. We are getting close to the end of the tutorial. Now the sleeve, I've already folded the hem of the two sides here. Sorry. So I have the two side. This is the upper part. It has been folded, and the lower part also is also folded. So what I'm going to do now is to pass in my elastic. Whatever I'm doing for this side, I also do it for the other side too. So I'm going to use my pin. I use remember that we use 4 inches for our shoulder. We use 4 inches. So instead of using the same 4 inches back, I'm going to use 6 inches. You know, 4 plus 4, front and back is front is 4, back is 4. That is 8 inches for the off shoulder. So to return the off shoulder back, I'm supposed to use 8 inches, but I'm not be using 8 inches because I'm using elastic and I want it to be able to gather it. So it's extending more than 8 inches. So I cut out 6 inches for the upper part. And for the lower part, my round sleeve is 12, but I won't be using 12 because I want it to gather around the sleeve. So I cut out 11. So you can reduce it by 11. But if person say they don't like having the rubber mark on their skin, you can use their normal measurement. So I'm going to pass the elastic through the two casing here. So I will just use my pin and hold the elastic in place so it doesn't escape the casing. Then I also use my pin and hold it down. When I come to the round sleeve, pass my elastic also. You have to be careful that this elastic does not escape the casing. If not, you start all over again. Um, so here is our sleeve, the upper part and the lower part. Now I'm going to pick up my fabric. This is the front part. You know, I said whatever you're doing for the right side, do for the left side. So this is the front side, and this is the upper part. So you have to be careful not to make any mistake in doing this. Now I'm going to align this to my armhole. I'm going to follow my armhole like this. So I'll pin it down. See? So I'm going to sew. Use the hems to get here. I'm going to sew this way and weave it. Then I'll now pick up the back bodies. Pick up the back bodies. here's the back bodice, and I will align the armhole together also, the two armhole like this. So I'm going to sew this way and weave it. I'll do the same thing for this other side too. After weaving it, then I'll come back and show us the next step. We are gradually getting to the end of this tutorial, so keep on watching. Okay guys, come back. I've attached the sleeve to it, the front and the back now, like this. I've attached it, you can see. I forgot to weave it before coming back. I'll be doing that when I finally join the two sides together. So I did the same thing for both front and the back. So if you decide to add your pockets, you can just put your pockets here, sew it here and here. So this is the right time to fix. Okay, but I'm not adding pocket to this dress. Now I will arrange it properly and bring them together like this. Bring them together like this. Then I'll pin them together, front and the back together. Hmm? So that waist line, Yamaha line. And I'll do the same for the other side too. Show that the waist line. Okay, now I'll apply my measurements now. The bust is 36 divided by 4, divided by 2, because it's into 2 now, not folded into 4. So I'm using from my armhole, I'm just going to take 1 inch from this armhole, because so I'm only going to take 1 inch from the sleeve here. Then I'll come to my bust. My bust measurement is 36 divided by 2, that's 18. So I need 18 here. So I'm having here is 20. I'm going to take 1 inch on one side at the first side, and 1 inch at the other side. Then I'll come to the waist. My waist measurement is 32 divided by 2, that's 16. So I'm having 19. So I'm going to take 1.5 here and 1.5 here also. So the remaining that will be left is 16, as you can see. Then I will just from here, I will just sew down 1 inch because it's gathered, wasn't to be fitted. So I'll just sew it down like this. And same for the other side. So I'll go and sew it down weave this side, then hem the end, and come back to show us the final result. Okay guys, we have finally come to the end of the tutorial. So I've sewn the two sides like this, and can flip. I've already hemmed the lower part, so I just use half inch to hem the lower part. So I'll flip it to the right side for us to see the final look of the dress, and I'll also put it on. So this is the back, you see, so there is no zip, and here is the front, looking so pretty. So if you have any question, or there is any part you're not clear with, you can write it in the comment section. I'll be in the comment section to answer all your questions. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This will help us grow. Thanks for watching. Bye.